Alright, so in this video, I kind of want to talk about Royale High toys. Now, I know this is a League channel, but listen. I want to speak on Royale High toys. I have a lot of them. That's another thing that I collect. I collect a bunch of stuff. I collect freakier dolls. I got my Loda in today. I collect, like, American Girl. I collect BJDs, figures, plushies, a bunch of stuff, right? But I also collect Royale High, and that's what I want to talk about. This is, if you like usually watch my Leica stuff, I'm sorry, this is not for you, but it's Royale High time. So I'm gonna talk about the Royale High toys, and this is not gonna be like talking about oh, these toys are so bad, so evil, it's so unfair to the players. I'm gonna give which, if you want my opinion on that, I'm just gonna give it real quick. I think it is not fully unfair. You don't have to buy the toys. I think it makes sense. If you're gonna buy a Royale High toy, it's gonna come with the set. We had in-game accessories when the Roblox toys came out. We have them now, and they're not ridiculously expensive. What I don't agree on, I'm planning to still talk about this later, is how the certain Royale High products are only available to English-speaking countries and or only the US. Valkyrie Lumina, for example, she was not accessible to international audiences, which is very... Yeah, I mean, that's Jazzware's problem. Like, if Royale High actually were to run it themselves, they'd probably allow it to be international. But because of Jazzware, is just a lot of fans who love Squishmallows have also complained about this. That it's just not fair that they don't ship internationally. But I want to talk about how I think what's going to happen with Royale High now that the tariffs are going to happen to the US. So Royale High figures and dolls are made in China. It's on pretty much all of their figures are all made in China. And because... And I don't know much about this, so, I know just as much about this as a Royale High fan has common knowledge and knows how to not use Twitter as a source. So not an amazing amount. So obviously all of the Royale High dolls are made in China, right? Now, Trump obviously made it so no... import could come from China. I think he paused, he did a 90-day pause of other import, but China, no. And most dolls are made in China, including the Royale High ones. And that might, because we're supposed to get the new Series 3 dolls in November, and we're probably going to get collector dolls maybe, slightly before, just like the Valkyrie, because it's rumored that we're going to get 2 collector dolls. So my theory is that because of that, they're gonna start selling. They're gonna start selling more of their stock in Europe and Asia and just outside America. Because their companies still only make a profit. Because I kind of calculated how much with the tariff amount one of these dolls would be, the small $12 dolls. It would be I don't know if it's accurate or not, but around $25-$30, which is a ridiculous price for them, because of the tariffs. My theory is, because companies, Jazzwares is not a huge company. Yes, they own Squishmallows, but they're not Mattel. Okay, Mattel could maybe do this, but I don't know. But Squishmallows, Jazzwares definitely can't. And my theory is that they might step out of the American market and instead start selling their stuff exclusively outside of America. I know that Mattel, back in the day, did this with Enchantables. So Enchantables are, a doll line, if you live in Europe, or, if you live in Europe, because they're predominantly popular in Europe, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They're these, they were originally a spin-off of Ever After High. They're these, little animal dolls with the ears and the, they come with a little pet. I think they're really cute. A lot of collectors don't like them. I love them. I think they're so cute. I have a few. I have a big plush of one of the fox squirrel. I have a big plush of her fox. But what I think, and this is a theory, this is not fact, is that due to the tariffs and due to it becoming more expensive to sell Royal High toys here, in the US, they might start only selling it outside the US. I do not want to, do not take this information fully, like, as fact. I do not know. This is just a theory. I don't know if this is gonna happen or not, but this is just a possible theory of what might happen. And if, as a European fan, if we're lucky, we might get the Target set, because I did want to talk about that as well. So Jazzwares recently also released a Target exclusive set, which, like I said, if it was Royal High, I don't think Royal High and Control, they probably wouldn't do country exclusive sets, because I feel like it is kind of just, I think it's kind of, in a way, you're kind of saying, oh, the only fans we have are people from, and I want to make a whole separate thing about, like, the shitty release schedule of these toys, because I'm not a person who hates these toys, and a lot of people in the community don't like them. I love them. I think they're really cute, and I think they're really fun. I can't wait for the releases, but it's been pretty stressful to get my hands on them, because I live in Europe. I do not live in the US. In the US, you can, there's plenty of places you can get them. Here, it is a lot harder, and you need to make sure you don't get scammed, because, but yeah, my theory is that due to the tariffs, they might no longer be able to sell them in the US, and also, who's gonna buy them for that much money? Like, they're gonna be like more than 100%, so that's like double, right? God. Yeah, that's like double of it, if I'm doing my math. I think so. If I'm dumb, comment. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's like double of the original amount that these dolls cost, which is ridiculous. A lot of people also complain about the prices of the Royal High toys. There are some toys where I agree. The locker should not be $9.99. They should be €5 max. I was also like, what? Some things I agree with. The dolls, the big dolls, I don't agree. I think they're very fairly priced. They're between like 15 and 25 euros and/or dollar. And I think they're fairly priced. I think for the quality you get, I think it's good. I think they're fairly priced. This might be a hot take, might be controversial opinion, but as a person who owns the Valkyrie Lumina doll, she was worth $50. She's a doll that is, she's not numbered, but she was a very limited release. She only shipped to, 3 countries? And she's a lot higher quality, and her box is also bigger, fun fact. But she, for a limited doll with decent quality, that's meant to be a collector doll that has good quality, I don't think $50 was too much money. But I feel a lot of people who said that it was too much money were also not doll collectors, which is fair. Like, sometimes I go into toy stores, because I buy most of my dolls and toys secondhand. With Royal High, you obviously can't do that. And I am, like, shocked with how high the prices are of stuff. Another thing I do not think should be, like, the price that it is, are what are they called? The deluxe fairy sets. Not the three like science art and cheer sets. No. The elemental sets. 12 whole euros. That is so much money. Make them like 10. Why? Make them like 10 or so. Like, that's so much money. Or like 8. They're so expensive. They're really nice. I got like the dark fairy one. But God. Why? Like, some of them, like, I was about to get them when they went on sale, but they didn't ship anymore, so that sucks. And now I have to go to Toy Champ and pay fucking $13 each for them. I calculate how much that would be, because I need 4 more. It would be like $50. That is insane. Who would pay that much? Me, eventually, but, like, who? Why? But yeah, anyway, that was my little rant, so